You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasy football.
Live from the fantasyfootballshow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Court in session. We are about to embark on a little breaking news, followed by some fantasy football court. So get ready to ask questions. And we're going to do phone calls. And we're going to do voicemails. So we'll dig into all that in a second. Let's get to the news. We've already talked about some of this already, but we're going to break it down again real briefly for the people that missed the earlier show. We won't stay on Kyler long, but we got news to break on Kyler Murray.
From the fantasyfootballshow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Yes, sir. Kyler Murray inking it, getting that $160 million guaranteed bag on a $230.5 million contract. He becomes the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL with a 46 point something average salary. So the man is the second highest paid. Chucky in the building. Chucky, hope you're doing well. Appreciate everybody being in the building. Who's first today? Who's first up in this mug? Bo and Jeb and Mario. Appreciate you being here. Vamp. All you guys. File on in. Hit that thumb up button on your way in the door. You realize that thumb up button helps your boy Smitty, right? Punch it. We got 60 people already in the door immediately. and 16 thumbs up. So punch it and help your boy Smitty. Kyler Murray. Where are we ranking this dude when we're talking about quarterbacks walking into 2022? Actually, let's do it on the board. Or let's do it up on the screen here. So we've got the usual suspects in the top 4. Okay, we're not going to take out Josh Allen. This is kind of in no particular order, really, almost like consensus order. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, number 3, Joe Burrow, and some of you still are hanging on to Pat Mahomes as the top guy. That's fine. It's okay. No, this order, no one can complain about someone's order when we're talking about these guys. These are very, very good players. There's no wrong answers here. So this will be the top 4 quarterbacks in fantasy football 2022. And you could argue, you could argue NFL if you wanted. There's nothing wrong with Josh Allen being ranked somebody's number 1 NFL quarterback. There's nothing wrong with someone having Justin Herbert as their 2 or their 1, or Joe Burrow or Pat Mahomes. I think when you talk NFL versus fantasy, that's when Aaron Rodgers hangs into the conversation. That's when a lot of people get all bitter and upset. But we're going to stick to the fantasy football rankings here, and we're going to ask ourselves, who is number 5? Is it Lamar? Is it Kyler? Is it Jalen Hurts? Is it somebody else? Because it gets a little dicey once you get past that top 4, and it gets a little controversial, and people start getting all upset, and they get their panties in a bunch because you may not name the quarterback that they own in their dynasty league. Or you may have just a different opinion. You might, because if we're talking redraft, I have Kyler, Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Trey Lance, Russell Wilson pretty close. Tom Brady, I don't know, maybe because he's lost Godwin, AB, Gronk. One of those wouldn't be a big deal, but losing everybody and getting just yet another year older, and hearing him kind of complain about maybe he shouldn't have, was he crazy to come back? I know he's kind of self-deprecating there, and that's okay. I kind of like that he's humble about it. He's becoming an old man, but he's still sharp up here. I believe the talent's still there. I don't know that the motivation will be there to go through offseason after offseason after he endures this one more offseason. But let's talk about the most likely number 5 overall quarterback at the end of the year. Let's make this color orange, and we'll make this a whole different, let's see here. We'll go, who's number 5? Who is number 5? I'm going to go ahead and kick this off and say that it is between 3 individuals for me, and that is Trey Lance. And you can scoff at that all you want. You can make fun of it all you want. You can at me all you want. Jalen Hurts, you can do the same thing. What I just said about Lance, you can do here. Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. These are the guys, in my opinion, that have the best chance of climbing into the number 5 spot. They're going to everybody's got to have a different opinion. You have a lot of people coming here and say, Smitty, wait a minute here, Smitty. You're going to leave Derek Carr off of this list? I get it. It's fine. I'm not mad at you for liking Derek Carr. Smitty, this is no contest. Lamar Jackson's the top guy. We're going to have a lot of opinions. Is Russell Wilson worthy of being in this conversation? Absolutely. But I can't keep listing everybody. So I'm going to narrow it down to the guys I believe are the most likely to be number 5. I think Russell Wilson could definitely get into that 5, 6, 7, 8 range for sure. But if I'm going with upside, every single one of these quarterbacks is a running quarterback. Okay? So Derek Carr, probably not going to make my list. Russell Wilson can run. But these guys are bona fide, absolute running monsters. And to me, I think we need a couple running quarterbacks up in this mug when we start talking about this number 5 spot. So for me, I'm going to say that number 5 most likely is going to be in order. This is my order. I'm going to say Jalen Hurts, Trey Lance, or Trey Lance, Jalen Hurts are, in my opinion, the dark horse number 5 finishers here. Okay, these aren't my rankings at the top. These are just general consensus. If I was ranking this, I'd put Herbie at 1, I'd put Josh Allen right here. That would be my ranking. That would be my top 4 quarterback ranking right there. Doesn't mean I don't love Pat Mahomes at the right value. Doesn't mean I don't take Joe Burrow out of all of them when you account for draft capital. Because the best pick in fantasy football 2022 is arguably Joe Burrow in round 6. I take him over taking Justin Herbert, over Josh Allen. But this is to argue aggressively and like be upset at someone's take on this right here, to be like, it's Lamar, are you an idiot? Or it's Trey, how can you not? Jalen Hurts, get him out of there. Like, this is it for me. This group right here is the group that will be fighting for the number 5 spot. This is the group that will have 1 or 2 of these guys climbing up to try and get into tier number 1. They won't stay very long. They'll have a cup of coffee, get bumped back down. But 1 or 2 of these guys will try and compete and get into that tier on occasion. But this right here, Jalen Hurts, running ability, 900 yards maybe? Could he run for 1,000 yards this season? Or will it be 8 or 900 and 10 touchdowns like an extra running back? This is not an extra running back. This guy just is a running back. He throws a little bit. He's a running back that throws a little bit. This guy's a running back and a quarterback. Okay, I know it's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. I'm not trying to say Lamar isn't good. I'm not saying Lamar can't win. I'm not saying Lamar can't be the number 5. I have him in this category for a reason, okay? He does a lot of good things with the football. But this guy's not like having an extra running back. This guy is. This guy can throw for 300 and 400 yards. This guy can have 303 TD games. If you don't believe me, look back at his first year when he played 2.5 contests before Doug Peterson benched him in his 3rd game. His first 2 starts were absolute terrors. I believe he had 340 and something, 345, 340, and 4 TDs in his first NFL game. This guy's a monster. He didn't have support, and he has the doubt constantly over his head by this coaching staff. The previous one by Doug Peterson, now Sirianni doubting the heck out of this kid, and he's been doubting him the whole time. It's talk and news about trading up in the draft for a quarterback. Could they trade him away? If he doesn't work out this year, they're trading him away. Yeah, Wade didn't instill confidence, but you know what? A.J. Brown is here to save the day, and you can't tear Jalen Hurts down anymore. He's too set up to succeed, and people will say it like that in a negative way. I'm saying it in a positive way. I'm saying that the dude's confidence is surely got hit a little bit. But guess what? This dude has all of the weapons. He has the running ability, and he has the passing ability, which a lot of you think he doesn't. Get your popcorn ready, pop it early, sit down and watch some Eagle games, and you're going to say, okay, this kid can sling the rock a little bit. He can sling the rock a little better than I thought. Maybe I judged him a little too harshly, a little too early. Maybe this guy, Jalen Hurts, can actually become a good passer. Not an okay passer, a very good passer. I don't care what he did in 1 season. Stop judging the man after 1 year. 1 year. Jalen Hurts has monster upside. This guy could throw for 4,000 yards and run for 1,000 yards. Absolute monster. Absolute monster. Can't wait. Can't wait. Love the hate. And Trey Lance, why is Trey Lance even on your list, Smitty? Why is Trey Lance? Is that Trey Lance? Why is he even up there? I don't understand what's going on. That's because things that haven't happened sometimes are a little uncomfortable. Now, will I land it? Everyone? No. Will I miss? I can miss. I miss all the time. We all miss, okay? We all miss. I'm not here to sit here and say I know everything I say is going to happen. No. But I do know quarterbacks pretty well. And I do know that this guy's screaming and bleeding talent. And I know this guy's screaming and bleeding talent. And yeah, I do acknowledge he has a lot of it, but he also has disappointed you 2 years in a row. Let's not pretend like Kyler and Lamar didn't disappoint last year. And I'm tired of hearing people say they didn't when they did. Like, were you there? Did you play last year? Lamar was a big disappointment. Whether it was injury or not, he disappointed. Christian McCaffrey's disappointed for 2 straight years because of injury. Can Lamar not disappoint because of injury? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how Lamar didn't disappoint. I don't get it. Zone's laughing about 4,000 yards for Jalen Hurts. Really? Really? Okay. Okay, Zone. Come back, Zone. Come back at the end of the season. Come back at midseason. Anyway, these are my guys. These are the guys that could potentially climb into this tier on occasion, just to have breakfast or a cup of coffee. I'm not saying they're staying long. These are the top 4 right here. These are the guys that are gonna battle it out. Not that Wilson can't, not that Dak can't, not that Carr is incapable of doing it. I'm not saying that at all. These are just my 4 quarterbacks and the guys I appreciate and feel have a real nice shot at becoming top 6 to 7 guys. So let's punch that thumb up button. We got 90 people in here. Hit it. We've got some news. I pinned a link in the chat. We've got the merch up, baby. We've got the merch. Now, I know some of you just bought some merch on the old link, and this is a new company that's producing this. And the other stuff's still good. It has nothing to do with quality. It had to do with some other issues that I needed to fix that, and I got these set up. This is the new shirt. I love this shirt, the Reese's Pieces. The link is pinned in the live chat. Here's a different version of it, of the Reese's Pieces. And kudos to all of you that were throwing out some of these nicknames that we used in here. Get Breest, Smitty Original. This right here, a few of you were throwing this name out at one time. Reese's Pieces. I love that shirt. I'm buying probably one of each color. I'm buying the one on the right, the one on the left. These shirts are absolute fire. Link is pinned in the live chat. We're gonna start selling a lot of merch, guys. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it live. Here's the Reese's Pieces logo right here. This is the Reese's Pieces logo. Get your Reese's Pieces apparel and do it now. Get Breest. I still love that one. I ordered that one already. I'm gonna order one of each of these. This is gonna be my new apparel. I'm wearing it to work. This is my uniform. This is my uniform. So get on over to the link that's pinned in the live chat. Start ordering your Reese's Pieces attire and start walking around with the fantasy football show uniform. Herbert merch. Yeah, we'll probably do some Herbert Moon apparel. Herbert, maybe a face. I don't know. And then a rocket. We'll figure it out. Yeah. So order away. Let's get to some of the voicemails.
It's voicemail time. Drop a voicemail at the Fantasy Football Show on the gram. Tell your grandma.
He'll punch you in the throat.
All right, let's roll with blank topic here. And let's get to these voicemails. I'm going to go straight to Kenny Powers, and he's got voicemails from the Discord that I want to read. And I want to make sure I completely take care of those guys first, because I dropped the ball and didn't read the questions last time. So here's the first one.
Discord asks, Cable from Discord asks, in a 12-team PPR, you're drafting 6. What does your team look like after 7 rounds?
1.6 pick. Woo, doggy. Okay, let's go over to the marker board for this one. Let's go to marker board number 1, and let's do this. So from the 6th pick, after 7 rounds, what does my team look like? I'll show you what my team looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If I'm drafting from the 6th pick, I'm taking Jamar Chase, baby. And if I'm here, I'm most likely getting Javonte. I think Javonte is going to fall to that middle of the 2nd round in most cases. If he doesn't, you got a little dilemma on your hands, because you don't want to go Brees too early. I think you can get the Hallinator right here. He does a hell of a job from that spot. So Chase, Javonte, Hall. At this 4 pick, you're probably looking at a DK, a Waddle, a McLaurin. Let's just throw that in there. Let's reach early on Burrow so we aren't acting like we're landing all of our picks late, okay? Let's just say we take Burrow around early. Let's say St. Brown is sitting here at this spot. I like St. Brown a lot. That might be a little early. 7, you're going to probably, let's say we get Hopkins right here. Come on, Penn. Oh, God. Let's say we get the Hopkins right here, the hop. We'll get the hop right there. This is a championship team right here. Chase, Javonte, Hall, DK, Burrow, St. Brown, Hopkins. Why not? I'm here for it. And let's say you're worried about running back. and you go early Swift. Okay, let's just say you go early Swift. And you could go Javonte there. Like, let's leave Javonte there first. Javonte, let's go McLaurin, Swift, Javonte, McLaurin, DK, Burrow, St. Brown, Hopkins. And if you go Swift here and Javonte doesn't fall, I mean, even if you went like Tyreek Hill, and then you took Breece Hall here, this is a fire squad right here. Swift, Hill, Hall, DK, Burrow. You don't like DK, put Waddle in here. I don't care. Choose the player that works for you. Waddle, St. Brown, that's a championship. Tell me in the chat I'm wrong. That's a championship. All those teams are championship teams. Let's go. Let's roll. Absolutely love every single option that we just spat out there in those examples from that 1.6. Great question. Great question.
Hey, Smitty, this is a Discord question from B-Men. He asks, thoughts on Jeff Wilson being the backup to Elijah Mitchell in San Fran?
Oh, what did he say? I was screaming and I didn't hear.
Asks, thoughts on Jeff Wilson being the backup to Elijah Mitchell in San Fran?
No. The Sermon's already the backup running back in San Fran. Sermon's already, as much as no one wants to hear it, Sermon's already got what looks like a kung fu grip on the backup job. Now, will he stay healthy? Will he bust? I don't know. But I know he looks good. If you watch the actual practice footage of him, he's quick. He's putting in time. Doesn't mean he'll hang on to it, but he is the backup. Ty Davis Price is probably the 3. Maybe not right away. Maybe he doesn't even hit the field right away. Fantasy Dog with a super chat. But eventually he will, and he's a really good running back, and he's different than the rest of them. Him and Sermon are different than the rest of these running backs on the roster. So very, very likely that one of them, Sermon or Price, will get a hold of that number 2 job and really, really do well. 86 people in the building, 48 thumbs up. Please punch that thumb up button. Let's get that to match up. Fantasy Dog says, just doing what we do. Appreciate your super chat, young man. And don't forget, Fantasy Dog, I don't know if you missed it, but look at this. The link is pinned in the live chat. The merch is up, baby. I'm pushing the merch hard. We're going to sell a lot of merch this offseason and in season. It's going to become a big part of what we do here moving forward, because you know what, we need to wear this stuff. We need uniforms to walk around in the world. We can't walk around in regular apparel. We need to walk around in Breece's Pieces outfits and get Breece and Herbert to the moon and the Moon Men. Okay, the Moon Men. You're a Moon Man. I'm a Moon Man. We're all Moon Men. We're all going to the moon.
To the moon.
Next question from the Discord.
And another one from B-Men. He wants to know your thoughts on Ayuk's bad practice reports during minicamp.
I don't care about him. From who? Bad practice reports from who? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not hearing it from Shanahan. I'm not hearing it from Trey. I'm not hearing it from people that matter. We're hearing a bunch of people loving to stir the pot. And until I hear it from a source I really feel good about, you know, instead of somebody trying to make something out of nothing. Like, Ayuk is building rapport with Trey like a madman. This guy Ayuk looks like he's really settling in nicely. I love Danny Gray. I love Debo. I love Ayuk. It is very hard to try and figure out who's going to be the guy at this point or that point. I mean, Debo, if he's healthy, he's the number 1 there. I don't think that's debatable. Ayuk, I really like if he can stay healthy and out of the doghouse. This report is a little concerning given he was in the doghouse last year and he wasn't doing things the way Shanahan wanted. This is why I think Danny Gray is a great addition, because Danny Gray physically could, just hear me out, physically could be as good or better in terms of what he could bring to the table if he was shoved into the lineup at some point. But Ayuk is a real, like, it's a testament to all 3 of the wide receivers. Not to knock on Ayuk, I'm merely talking up Danny Gray. I wanted Danny Gray, the Cardinals, to draft him in the 2nd round. The Cardinals dropped the ball. Danny Gray was a fantastic grab if the Cardinals would have gone that route. They didn't need to. They went after the Hollywood Brown route. I think Hollywood was a great addition for Kyler. And that news, when that trade broke down, we didn't know about the Hopkins situation. The Cardinals obviously did. So they were making a preemptive veteran move, which I approve now. In hindsight, knowing everything I know, I would have done the same thing. At the time, I thought, man, Danny Gray. I wanted Danny Gray very, very bad. But I'm not going to take much concern in this right now. You know, Ayuk, I like Ayuk a lot.
Hey, Smitty, this is a Discord question from B-Men. He asks, thoughts on Jeff Wilson being
Oh,
the
I already got that one. Did I get this one?
And another one from B-Men.
Yep, this is the last one, I think.
I usually get Hall falling to me in the 4th, and ETN is still available in the 5th. Even though I can't start him, is that value too good to pass up on?
Why can't you start him? Can't you adjust your drafting to go with Breece Hall and ETN and go heavy wide receiver? I mean, that's what I would do. If you think you're going to get ETN, but the problem is, bro, I don't know who you're drafting with. Sometimes when you do drafts on ESPN or on Yahoo, you think you're going to see something, you're not going to see it. Sometimes we on our platforms where we mock a lot, where we affect ADP, we think we're going to see ETN go in the top of 3 or Breece Hall go in the top of 3, and then we see it in 4. So sometimes we see the exact opposite. We think we're going to see the worst case scenario, and because we're all so like-minded and we all snipe each other at Snipe City when we mock draft, we might see Breece Hall fall to round 4 more than we think. We might see ETN fall to the top of round 4 or mid-round 4 more than we anticipate, because we're going to be drafted with different people on draft day. Not with you, not with me, so maybe Breece Hall, maybe we get Breece after all. In the 4th round, and he does a hell of a job from the 4th round. So 5th round, you ain't getting ETN in the 5th round unless you're playing with grandma. And if you're playing with grandma, I mean, sure, take her money, grab ETN. Ooh, I remember when I did that as a kid. I remember I made my brother and I made people that didn't even play fantasy football play in leagues with me. This is when I was like in high school, and I remember I'd make people play with me, and I'd draft the best team ever. And they wouldn't know what they're doing. I'd pull my dad in. This is when I was like 14 years old, 15 years old. I'd make my dad draft. I'd make people draft that didn't even watch football. And I'd feel so proud of myself for a split second. Then I'd look down at my team and I'd be like, this isn't fun. This isn't fun. You get ETN in the middle of round 5. You think you're going to be all grin. But bro, you're gonna feel bad about yourself at the end. You're not getting ETN in round 5. If you get ETN in round 5 on the regular, you're drafting with grams. But round 4, love it. Why would Najee be reduced? Says Brian. Somebody saying Najee being reduced. They're gonna run Najee as much as normal. They've already confirmed that in Pittsburgh, so I don't know where that came from. I think I'm caught up on the questions. I'm not positive. Let's see if there's any more outstanding.
The dude asks, how do we evaluate players changing teams?
Okay, yeah, I think I caught up on all those. So, Kenny, if there's any more, if you could just let me know, but I think we're all caught up on those. Let's go over to the voicemail group 1. We got Bruce, I think.
Hey, bro, Silver.
Oh, Silver.
Man, I was just looking. What was it? NBC Sports Edge or PFF? What's PFF? Or, no, what was it? I think it was NBC Sports Edge or Roto World, and I was looking on there. It said Trey Sermon on July 18th. Oh boy, what's his face? I don't know what his name is. One of them reporters that know everything. They said that Sermon is the number 3 back. You know what I'm saying? They said he's expected to open camp as number 3 back. So look into that. And then I just checked a different report other than that, and then they're talking about Ty Davis-Price is projected to be the number 2 on the other one.
Yeah, I mean, he eventually
and then
will.
I'm looking a little more, and then it says Elijah Mitchell. This is first I've heard about this. This is the important part. It says Elijah Mitchell is planning on moving up to 215 pounds, and last year he played at 200 pounds.
Yeah.
So that's Elijah Mitchell, fast guy, trying to put on an extra 15 pounds. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't love when running backs put on weight. It just makes them slower to hit the hole. Could make them healthier. We'll see. I don't love it. I don't love running backs putting on weight. Ty Davis-Price was drafted to eventually become the number 2. And let me rephrase this, because I don't know if you guys are taking my sermon comments wrong. Ty Davis-Price could start. Not week 1, but Ty Davis-Price, I pretty much feel like if you draft, and this is what I've told everybody to do over and over and over, and I think I'm going to get the same reactions from people at the end of the season. They're not going to listen to the whole thing. Even if you don't have Mitchell, a secret weapon running back platoon is Ty Davis-Price and Trey Sermon. You may not be able to do that in small bench leagues. I get that. Use common sense to apply this process. But if you cuff Ty Davis-Price to Trey Sermon, you're going to get 4 or 5 starts out of that duo. I'm not saying there'll be Sermon starts. I'm saying he's looking good. I'm hearing good things about him. But Ty Davis Price was drafted for a reason. Eventually, Ty Davis Price will become the backup, the number 2, like I said earlier. So make sure you understand what I'm saying on the Sermon stuff. He's looking good. You're hearing that he's looking good. And I have a lot of Niner connected people. They're saying Sermon's getting a lot of hype, but he's disappointed before. So Ty Davis Price is a big dude that can kind of be like a Ronnie Brown type running back between the tackles. Mitchell's more of a Mostert role. And I'm not saying Mitchell won't start or be the guy all year if healthy, but if he gets banged up, and putting on 15 pounds, like Silver said, isn't always the best idea. At some point, Ty Davis Price is starting games. I like to cuff Sermon and him together to be safe, but if you own no shares of Mitchell and you had Sermon and Ty Davis Price, with Ty Davis Price being the higher upside guy, mind you, you're looking at 4 or 5 starts at some point this year out of that duo. And if you own Mitchell, you better own both, or maybe don't go near Eli Mitchell if you can't afford to own all 3. If you're in some kind of weird league where the benches are tiny, then you might not want to do it. The Bruce.
Hey, Smitty. What do we think the Giants should do at quarterback? Daniel Jones signed a 3-year deal with a cornhole company. Their future quarterback ain't on there. Should they look at Jimmy G as possibly their new guy, or no?
You know, I'm not going to put it past the Giants to try and acquire another quarterback, because Daboll's good at quarterbacks and developing, and he's got Danny Dimes as his quarterback. I don't believe in Danny Dimes. I believe in Daboll, and if Daboll believes in Danny Dimes only, I'm a little concerned, and I don't know what Daboll's thinking. Am I wrong? Am I wrong is what I'm asking myself. Daboll's so good at quarterback development. Am I missing the boat on Danny Dimes? Part of me wonders if I'm missing the boat on Danny Dimes. I don't really know if I am. Daboll's that good. It makes me concerned about my evaluation of Danny Dimes. Maybe I haven't looked into Danny Dimes enough. Or he is on the hunt because he's seeing it every day and he's like, shit, this guy ain't it. I need to get a quarterback in here. Now, Jimmy G is not a team's future. Daboll's a developer. I don't know if he wants to bring Jimmy G in to do much developing. But I certainly feel like it's possible. Could he end up there? Sure, but I don't think the Niners are footing any of the bill, and I don't think a team like the Giants, although I suppose cap-wise they wouldn't care. I don't know. It's certainly not out of the realm of possibility, but odds are a team that acquires Jimmy or wants to acquire Jimmy is going to want some of that $27 million contract absorbed, and the Niners probably aren't absorbing it. They could have cut him and lost only $5 million earlier in the offseason. Now, granted, they get a draft pick in the trade as well, so they're like paying for a draft pick in a sense, but I don't think the Niners are going to foot like $10 million of that deal and pay some of Jimmy G's $27 million. I think it's 25 to $27 million. The Niners could have only lost $5 million by cutting him, so why would they pay $10 million to send him? So, you know what I mean? So I don't think that the numbers would work out, but you never know. You never know, bro. Danny.
Hey, Smitty, Daniel again. I just remembered I had a second Dynasty question for the startup I'm doing. In a Dynasty startup, tight end premium, super flex, where are you looking to take someone like Rachaad White? Lenny just went in the 7th round, or in the 6th round actually, in this startup. And Rachaad White, I'm assuming, is going to be much later, obviously. But where would you be comfortable taking him? Just give me your thoughts on which round. And thank you, man.
I wish I could tell you what round, bro, but it all depends on flow. Because I've seen Rachaad White go in 9, I've seen him go in 12. So if he's not high up on the pre-rank list, you let him ride a little bit. Algier's climbing up higher than him, so you have to take Algier higher than you would like to. Sometimes I've taken Algier in a Best Ball Mania draft, or what you can go on over to the link that's in the description. Use promo code Smitty and play DFS, play Underdog Fantasy. Okay, play Underdog Fantasy, do this best ball stuff right now before these values hike up. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be so mad at yourself if you don't use promo code Smitty at Underdog Fantasy. Link in the description. Also, it's linked at thefantasyfootballshow.com at the top of the site. You get DKs, you get Breece Halls, you get Burrow in round 6. I mean, you can take so much advantage of these low ADPs. People don't know what Rachaad White, Algier, but Algier has been climbing up in those best ball drafts on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty, and he's been going like a round or two higher than normal. When I've drafted him, people are like, you drafted Algier too high. I'm like, no, he didn't. He was the second ranked running back when I was on the clock. So if Rachaad White is like 10 running backs down with all the other positions involved, you know that you can wait another round or two. So you got to totally wait, bro. You got to totally wait until the price is right. I can't really tell you a good round. It just depends on the flow.
Hey, Smitty, what's your
and the
opinion
mock.
on DJ
It depends on the flow, and it also depends on the platform. Because on ESPN, you could probably get him a lot later.
Hey, Smitty, what's your opinion on DJ Chark? He's in Detroit. He's with Amon St. Brown. He's probably going to take Williams' job for a whole year. My opinion, Williamson ain't playing. Any value to DJ Chark this year or no?
Such an upside guy. I loved him at one point. I really did. I'm not gonna lie. Chark, I don't think he's gonna. He's okay. Like, you're in a league where you watch wide receiver and there's nobody to pick him up. Sure, but Williams ain't out the whole year, bro. Williams will be doing Williams things at some point. Punch that thumbs up button. We got over 104 eyeballs in here and only 58 thumbs up. Takes 1 second. Help your boy Smitty. Help your boy Smitty. I'm out here grinding for you. I would love it if you could just punch that thumb up and tell me you love this show. Debo and Breece Hall, that like button. Chark, I would say stay away from Chark unless, you're desperate, bro. You're desperate for a wide receiver. I mean, what other options? Can you give me like a couple options of players that you're passing on?
The second question is, how much does this help Chris Olave? Does it make his value go up or does it hurt him because MT and probably Kamara's not?
I should have played the other message first.
Hey, Smitty, how do you feel of Michael Thomas ending up on the PUP list, and where do you rank him now?
Michael Thomas, and how's it hurt Olave? Look, I've been screaming this for now over a full year. Mike Thomas is a complete avoid. If you don't know what's going on, if you're in the dark about a player that is coming back from a season-ending injury or career-threatening injury like Mike Thomas, where he had that injury to the foot. Basically, what he injured is, I believe, it's called the deltoid right here, and that keeps these two bones from separating. Like, when you injure and hurt this right here and damage it, it's hard to ever get it back to like full strength again, because it's almost like your body finds a way to like manage and compensate with that. His explosion probably will never be the same. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is Slant Boy that makes a living off of planting and pushing off quick release. Slant Boy, okay? At the line of scrimmage, hut, blue 75, hatchback left, flex capacitor 7, hike, and he goes like this. 1 step, cut. 1 step, cut, explosion. How is he going to do that? Do you guys realize that ligament that he damaged, when you step down, it feels like the two bones are going to separate, and it's very painful. This guy won't have the explosion. That's what's wrong with him. Thanks for the super chat, Overcome. That is what's wrong with him. The explosion part. That's his game. That's Slant Boy's game. If he can't step and explode, what on earth makes anybody think he's ever going to return to form? I love Olave. Mike Thomas has been a mystery all off season long. And yeah, maybe he's coming back, maybe he's not. But Slant Boy's not a player that you invest in until he proves it to you. He was out there running routes, looking like my grandma, rounding the corner. I'm not impressed. I don't feel like Slant Boy's proven anything to me because he's gone on to an irrigation field or a soccer field that was just irrigated, and he's running around cutting corners, not even looking like he's not out there running in pads with players or getting tossed footballs by I don't even know who was throwing them football. Maybe it was Winston and we just didn't know it because Winston's Winston. Anybody ever seen a guy work out more awkwardly? I'm embarrassed when I watch Winston work out. The guy gives it his all, 100% though. But man, this guy is crazy. Cook is the definition of injury prone. Who are you talking about? Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is going to be very injury prone walking in to the remainder of his career because of that shoulder and that ball and socket, and how your labrum tears, and that's what keeps the ball in the socket. And his labrum's teared in all different kinds of ways. So Dalvin Cook's a big concern. You got to cuff him to Madison, and make sure you secure that up. Here's another one from Danny.
Hey, Schmitty, it's your boy Daniel.
It's my boy Daniel.
Well, bro. I just did a dynasty startup, and we're currently drafting as we speak. And I'm in the 6th round, and it's Superflex tight end premium. And I haven't grabbed my tight end yet. And my options, I'm about to pick in a few picks again because I traded for multiple picks in this year's draft. My options are Hawkinson, Waller, Schultz. Which one would you go for in Dynasty at this current ADP, which is right now 604? Just let me know your thoughts, man, and I appreciate everything.
I'm rubbing my eyes and a little bit shocked only because Waller and Schultz are not like I like Hawkinson. Look, your boy called Hawkinson to break out. I had him ranked higher than anyone in the entire fantasy industry. That's a fact by Fantasy Pros. Same thing with Waller. That's why I was number 1 that year in tight end ranking. But Hawkinson isn't in the same category as Waller and Dalton Schultz this year. Like, could he get there again or something? Sure. But no, those guys are on a whole nother like plateau. I like Hawkinson later, but it's between Waller and Dalton. I'm going to go ahead and say I like Dalton. I mean, Waller's tough to pass on here. Waller or Schultz. What do you guys think? Waller or Schultz at the 6th pick? Waller's pretty good, but Schultz is... I feel like Waller's the pick based on pressure. Thank you, Jake. I'll get to your question right now. But like if my example of a plane, getting on a plane, and literally you yell to me, Smitty, I don't care about draft ADP or cost of entry or anything. The plane door's closing. Smitty! And I'm about to get on. It's week 1's about to kick off. And I'm going to land the plane in week 18. I will be out of pocket for 18 weeks. Never would happen. Okay? But I'm in the air. The door's closing. Smitty! Who scores more? Schultz or Waller? Smitty? Schultz. Did he say Schultz? I didn't hear him. I mean, that's just my prediction. Schultz. He's gonna be a monster, bro. That's why. I mean, he's a moon man for a reason, bro. I don't throw people up here.
The moon men, dropping loads in outer space.
Space monsters.
I mean, yeah. And if you're in a tight end premium, like you're lucky he's there in round 6. I saw a couple people say wait until the next round. He's not lasting another round in a tight end premium. I don't think so. No. 5th or 6th round, whatever round it was. But I like Waller too, but Waller's got to fend with Adams and you know what I mean? Like, it feels like you should be saying Waller, but I mean, then when I play this, like, does this make you want to draft Schultz over Waller? Tell me it doesn't.
The moon men, dropping loads in outer space.
I mean, does that not make you want to draft Schultz? I mean, just be honest.
Space monsters.
It's a little influential, I admit. Kind of swaying the conversation a little bit unfairly in the direction toward Schultz. I mean, he's got to own his moon page, bro. But yeah, there we go. I think we're all caught up, right? Are we all caught up? The Bruce, I got Danny. I think I'm good with voicemail group 1. Guys, if I missed you on voicemail group 1, leave me another message because I have to move on to this other topic here. Okay. Going to voicemail group number 2. Wait a minute. Voicemail group 2? No voicemails? Kevin got one. Is this
Since
old?
we've had CMC as a hot topic of discussion, I want to bring up another guy, Saquon Barkley. There's a lot of people who are having high hopes on Saquon Barkley with an improved offensive line, improved coaching staff, like improved Giants organization. And there's some people who are like really hyping up Barkley as a 2nd, 3rd round pick. So I want to hear from you. Is he like a McCaffrey where like you're going to draft Barkley in 1 out of every 10 leagues? Just to see
what happens, or is he like another CMC for you, where he's just like?
I draft CMC over more than Barkley.
CMC, where you're just like completely avoid.
I'm not completely avoid CMC, by the way. You spread rumors about me out there. I like CMC at the right value in one league. I've said that. One league, give me CMC. I will own CMC in one league minimum. But I do at least like 10. I did 22 leagues last year, but I do at least 10 leagues, like, right? I'm going to do 10 leagues. 10% of my leagues, one out of 10, I will own Christian McCaffrey. In my leagues, I can't say the same thing about Barkley. So I like Christian McCaffrey at number 6 overall in one league. You know, obviously I love him more like 7, 8, 9, but if I've got to take him in one league where I might be weighing Swift out, and I got two shares of Swift already, Chase and Jefferson and you know, Cup are gone, and I'm at 8 or 9 or something, or 8 pick, 7, 8 pick, and I could go with Swift or CMC, and I've got Swift in a couple leagues. I'll go CMC in one league. Barkley, I'm not like itching to make sure I have a share of Barkley in case I'm like, I'll take him in the 3rd round, but I'm not drafting him in round 2. And you have really no argument against that other than you'll see he'll do well. He's Barkley. This is his year. Like, that's what I hear. I don't hear anything of substance like, hey, Smitty, there's this, you know, video you got to watch where he looks unreal and he proves that this is back. And, you know, like, I would be okay with hearing some of that and maybe moving him to like 24, 25 overall in the turn pick or something. But like, because his name's Saquon Barkley, because he has the thighs the size of oak trees, I'm supposed to just be like, yeah! Permission to be a 2nd rounder granted just because his name's Saquon. He's got the proving to do. He's got the splaining to do when it comes to getting back into my 2nd drafted player territory. Cost of entry 2nd drafted player, I don't think so. Like, I'm not saying he won't ball out. I'm not saying the odds are totally against it. I wouldn't be okay with anybody drafting him in round 3 if I hated him. If I thought Barkley had no shot at doing well, would I sit there and go, yeah, 3rd round I'm okay. Like 3.5 on, I'm okay. Mid 3rd round on, I'm okay. I'll even maybe take him 1 or 2 times at 3.5 round value. Will he fall to 3.5? Probably not. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not itching to own him. I probably won't own him. I probably won't own Saquon Barkley. Maybe in one league, maybe, but I highly doubt it. I will own Christian McCaffrey in one league. But I just, and here's the thing, again, I hear it over and over. Smitty's going to ball out. You're going to see, okay, you said that. Hey, Smitty, he's going to bounce back. This is his year. Okay, you've said that. Like, what substance, what tangible information do you have that makes me feel comfortable that Barkley's back or that he won't be made of glass? Move forward, go forward. You know, I have a ton of examples of him getting hurt, but I don't have any examples as of late of any of that being proved that it won't be the case this year. So trust your gut. If your gut screams Barkley without really any kind of tangible evidence whatsoever, like you could say, Smitty, what about ETN? You're very hypocritical. I mean, touche to a point. Like, I admit that. I'll take away your ammo. You can't even use it against me. A little cliche to be like, ETN, get out there. Get on your horse, ETN. ETN, guess where ETN is?
The moon men, dropping loads in outer space.
But Smitty!
Space Monsters.
Space Monsters. But Smitty, how hypocritical of you to be down on Barkley and everybody else for injury, and then there's ETN in space. Smitty. Well, number one, I think it's pretty obvious what the difference is. ETN is just getting started. Okay? ETN is just getting started. He's also proven healthy. If there was no footage or interviews or multiple footages of this guy running around and looking like an absolute monster again, I would be concerned. If ETN was going 3.5, you know, Barkley's going at 2.5 now. 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9. Big range of areas that you're going to find him. But ETN is going in the 4th and sometimes 5th round if you're drafting with grandma. But in the 4th round, he's there like a staple. ETN is cheaper. The risk is already lower. Your argument of ETN versus Barkley being the same thing gets shot out of the water right there, then and there. But also, your boy Smitty has seen with his eyeballs, also heard the man talk about it, also heard about his rehab plan to keep and keep the Liz Frank injury from coming back, and if it gets sore, he is on top of this. ETN's training hard. There's footage of him cutting like a monster on the foot. And I even said to the Derrick Henry negativity that I've kind of thrown out there, and I want to say negativity, just caution, that he's been cutting on his foot too. And so my argument that his foot's going to be a problem, his foot is going to be a problem, is a little watered down now, because we have evidence of him cutting. My concern with Derrick Henry still lies with the mileage that he's had that no running back has ever proven to be able to run away from, because that mileage is as strong as Father Time. So I still worry about him breaking no matter what. But my argument against his foot is kind of almost eliminated because he's out there running and we have footage of him. Barkley, we will see. It's a little different with him because he feels like he's made of glass. A lot of people call him made of glass, and I understand why. Because the elbow, the knee, the long recovery and delayed recovery, and not seeing him ever really get back to form last year concerns me. And until I see or feel comfortable, why on earth would I bank on him becoming or returning to his old form and drafting him where he needs to deliver that in order to get my return on investment? I'm not putting any, I'm not gonna get any ROI out of Barkley at 2.5. You're just not gonna. So, James Conklin.
Okay, Smitty, deep bench question. Is it better to have a wide receiver 2 on a non-prolific offense or a wide receiver 3, such as a handcuff, like Josh Palmer, Van Jefferson, maybe Sky Moore, places that are going to wing the ball around? Also a Jamison Crowder in Buffalo. Or would you rather take the wide receiver 2 option as like a handcuff in a deep bench?
You'd have to give me the example of the handcuff you're talking about, because you gave me examples on the other side, but you didn't give me examples to compare it to, and it's all going to be case by case. But to answer in general that question, I would say that everything's case by case. There's no like blanket way to break that question down. Like, do I like crowded wide receiver rooms like KC where you don't know what the heck's going to happen? No. I mean, I like Sky Moore a little bit as a wide receiver 3-4, eventually could turn into your wide receiver 3. I like Watson a little bit. I like those guys there. Do I like Mike Williams? Here's a different example to a different scale. But Mike Williams is the number 2. Do I like Mike Williams as a number 2 in his offense over, let's say, a number 1 like Deontay in Pittsburgh, where everyone loves Deontay? I like Mike Williams over Deontay Johnson. Am I going to draft in that order or draft them near each other? No, because people are spending third round value on Deontay. His ADP's in the 3rd round, which is ridiculous. I'll never touch that. I wouldn't touch him in the early to mid 4th round. So Deontay in round 3, some of the worst draft value I've seen.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
That's as bad as Leonard Fournette in round 2.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
But Mike Williams, like in round 6, home run. Round 5, it's getting a little more risky, but we're still doing it, right? Because Mike Williams, he could get fed. So it just depends, bro. The question is hard to answer in general.
Like Smitty's advice, say like you're drafting with somebody, they draft like Eckler in the 1st round, Javonte in the 2nd, and Justin Herbert in the 4th. I like Smitty's idea. Approach that owner and be like, dude, I need a running back. What are you going to give me for Austin Eckler? Bro, I ain't trading Austin Eckler. What about Justin Herbert? I need somebody, bro. No, I'm not going to give you Herbert. Well, do you have, like, I really need a running back. I can give you a solid receiver or something. You have any running backs that are worth trading?
Is he just I think he's acting out my video.
Yeah, and then that owner's going to tell you, I got this guy named Javonte. You really want Javonte, but the thing is, you don't want him to know you really want Javonte. So in that situation, when he brings up Javonte, I go, Javonte only plays halftime. I don't know, maybe for the right asking price.
So what he's trying to explain is my trade advice, and he did a pretty decent job trying to act it out. But what he's talking about is when you're trading, you don't go to somebody, you look at the roster, okay, and you want Javonte. They got Eckler, they got Javonte. That's what he's trying to describe. And if you go to said owner, this is on my trade advice 101, how to negotiate trades. You don't say the player you want. You make them say the player you want. You make it come out of their mouth. You say, they have Eckler, they have Javonte. Now, you'll take Eckler, but you're going to ask for a ridiculous price. He's going to say no. He's going to confirm, and almost as importantly as any of this, he's going to confirm that Javonte is not his number one running back. And even better if he had another running back that you could make him say no to subconsciously confirm that Javonte is not even his number two running back. But that's kind of hard. Javonte is pretty highly ranked. But in this case, hey, this is him. Hey, I'll take Eckler from you. No, Eckler's not for sale. He's my number one running back. Okay. What about ask for another player, like, let's say he's got the 1.1. So you're like, I'll take the 1.1. Well, Breece Hall, I'm going to deselect Breece Hall. Breece's pieces to the moon, baby. Haven't you seen Smitty's show? He's one of the moon men. So then you say, okay, well, I need a running back. Who else you got? Act like you don't know. He says Javonte. You make him say it, and then, like you said, you maybe shoot down Javonte a little bit. Like, yeah, isn't he sharing carries? No, make him sell him to you. You're subconsciously making him want to sell him. And then he starts talking about Javonte. Now, it's not going to work every time. It's just an added way of trying to improve your odds of making a trade happen by making them say the name, not coming after somebody and going, what do you want for Javonte? Oh, why do you want to know? Because you know I'm right about Javonte, huh? It just feeds into the ego. So it's all about approach, and also order of questioning, the words you use. Order of questioning matters. If you ask somebody, just like in an auction, the order of questioning or the order of calling out players matters. If you throw out the guy you want as the second overall nominated guy, he's gonna go for the most that he would go for. If you wait a while, we did an auction the other day. Josh Allen went for $30 in our auction because somebody threw him out early. And then Burrow went for 14. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Jake with the super chat. I'm sorry, Jake. Remind me if I miss anything. Sometimes the chat goes by really quick and I end up not getting to it quickly. I'm sorry, man. Just remind me. Jake said, let's see here. Let's have it read for us. Here we go.
2QB, PPR league, I have fourth pick. Who should I take? Was thinking Herbert, if not then Mahomes. Was wondering what you thought. Hope, Benji.
Was thinking Herbert, if not Mahomes. 2QB, fourth pick. So yeah, I mean, from that 4 pick, bro, you're golden. I've explained this 100,000 times. I want you to make sure you consider this as a draft approach if you feel like it'll work with your draft strength. But basically, I've written this a bunch of times. Round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, round 6. That's a round 3. Once you take, in my order would be probably Herbert, then Josh Allen, then Burrow. But go with whatever order you want. Honestly, you can't go wrong. But as soon as you get Herbert right here, if it's a super flex, you say 2 QB league, but I'm going to venture to say that you mean Superflex because there is a big difference between 2 QB and Superflex. 2 QB is mandatory 2 QBs. There's not a Superflex spot. It's a mandatory quarterback spot. If that's the case, then you're going to want to detour a little bit and consider quarterback as the flow unfolds. But that line bothers me. So if you end up confirming that it is a Superflex and not a 2 QB, take Herbert, then revert back to normal drafting in round 2, 3, and 4. So round 2, 3, and 4, you're going to come in and you're going to take the normal top player available based on not based on ADP, based on your assessment. So let's say, and I know this pick would be actually lower. So this pick would be right here. Sometimes a chase is there because people are grabbing QB, you know, or if, let's say, people draft quarterbacks, but they're still drafting some of the top guys, you're going to have Eckler or Swift or somebody that is a first-round talent in a normal 1 QB league fall to you at this pick. So you return to normal draft mode. Here you can even get Javonte. Here you can get DK. Here you can get McLaurin. You know, so you're going to have Herbert, Swift, Javonte, DK, McLaurin, or Waddle. And then you can consider quarterback right around here. Sometimes a T-Law is still there. Sometimes Davis Mills is down way a little bit. Sometimes Watson and Mills you can get back-to-back while everybody's scooping up things. I've done this before, Watson and Mills. But if it's a 2 QB, the only difference is you want to make sure with the flow, if the right quarterback falls in these 2 picks, you're going to go ahead and snag one of them. But that is my surefire way to dominate a Superflex league. It works so well. Overcome with a super chat. Who else super chatted that I missed? I'm sorry if I missed any. There's another one right here. This one's from Fantasy Dog. I got to that one already. Appreciate you, Fantasy Dog, for that super chat. Overcome said, which running back should be stacked with their backup? This is a good question, Overcome. Let's go back over here and let's attack this one. I think we're all done with the voicemails. So if anybody has any more, you can go ahead and leave. I think Terry left one. I'll get to that one, and then we'll go on to the phone lines. Running back cuffs. I'm going to read off the running back cuffs that feel vital. Like Hines you need for Taylor, but he's not like the top tier handcuff. Like you might want to go with a different player like Tyler Algier, or you're not going to just draft a cuff no matter what. Najee Harris doesn't really have a cuff. Eckler, you could say Spiller's a must cuff, I suppose, and he goes so late. Why not? You know, so that's definitely at the lower end of the tier 1 must cuffs, I would say. Javonte, you're not going to cuff him to Gordon very easily because people are going to maybe draft Gordon at the same not the same exact place, but they're going to draft him pretty high, and I don't recommend you going after him like people did Chubb and Hunt back when Hunt was a standalone, third running back 2.5. Swift doesn't really have a cuff that I'm going to, must cuff. McCaffrey, is it Deonta Foreman? Is it going to be Hubbard? Who knows? So not a big deal there. Henry, I like Haskins. He's kind of a must cuff. Madison is the top running back cuff in the entire National Football League. You've got to cuff him to Cook, and you snipe him away from the Cook owner if you don't own Cook. Make him pay for him or hold him and start him at some point during the year. Breece Hall and Michael Carter is a pretty darn good cuff, and you can get both of them. I get them both a lot, so I'd say that's in the upper tier, but maybe the lower part of it. ETN, Snoop Connor, I don't know. Sure. But James Robinson is not. I don't even care about James Robinson. I'm not drafting James Robinson. Aaron Jones and Dylan, you can't cuff that. AJ goes too high. Kamara and Mark Ingram, I guess. I mean, I know a lot of people think they're going to bank on this Mark Ingram thing for 6 games or something. I don't care. I'd rather draft an Algier. I'm not going after it. Barkley, no real cuff. Mitchell, must cuff to both Ty Davis-Price and Trey Sermon. Leonard Fournette is a cuff to Rachaad White. I think you might want to get Leonard Fournette if he falls far enough. He's not. There's no... Look, you draft Fournette, you better draft Rachaad White. Let me just put it that way. Tony Pollard standalone, you can't really cuff him to Zeke. I mean, you could. It's going to be an expensive cuff, though. I wouldn't call him a must cuff because I think a lot of people will draft him standalone. Walker... and Penny you can cuff. Look, you can cuff Walker and Penny. I had a conversation with 2 or 3 people on this, and I was going to do a video on cuffs, and maybe I'll do a video on cuffs, and maybe I'll make this into a video. But Penny's pretty cheap. I know him and Walker are maybe going to switch ADP roles soon, and that'll be great for Walker believers. But you can literally wait on a running back 2 and draft both these guys a little later, like 7 and 8 round range. So it's pretty good. Jacobs and Zamir White, I would cuff Zamir White. J.K. Dobbins and Batty is probably what I would look to do. I'm not even concerned about Gus the Bus. I'm only drafting Batty. I'm not drafting J.K. Dobbins, by the way. Kareem Hunt seems to be a cuff to Nick Chubb owners again. He's not standalone running back 2.5 anymore. He's a cuff. I I mean, that should help you out pretty good. Tyler Allgeier's not a cuff. He's kind of a standalone player. That should give you a pretty, Damian Pierce is kind of the starter. He's not a cuff. Ramondre Stevenson's a good cuff, but he's maybe a little standalone as well. So there you go, buddy boy. Hopefully that helps you with the cuff question. And the final voicemail of the night. Thank you again, Jake, for the question. Hopefully I answered your question in enough detail. Jake, are you here? Did you get a good value out of that, Jakey boy? Appreciate you. Terry Roberts.
Yo, guys, it's Terry. I got St. Brown, and I was able to pick up Jameson, both in the Cooper Cup League. So I got Lions wide receivers handcuffed because I think Jameson's going to go off at the end of the year. Your thoughts, Smitty, on that scenario? I'll love it myself. Able to pick up Jameson. Yo, guys. I got St. Brown, and I was able to pick up Jameson, both in the Cooper Cup League.
Yeah, I like both of them. I like Jameson and St. Brown together. That is a pretty good cuff, and I think St. Brown. I mean, Jameson goes so late. Why not? Link pinned in live chat and in description after the video. If you guys want to get you some apparel here. These are the new ones, man. Look at these bad boys. Oof. That Brees's Pieces looks great. Both these colors too. That's phenomenal. You can pick your color too, but these are just they pop on these shirts, man. I'm gonna buy a couple of these. I think you might think I'm not even bathing because I might just literally be I had two of these shirts I wore back to back because I printed a bunch of them on a promotion that we did. I might have two or three of these. I might just be pulling one off and putting the other one on. This might be my new uniform. I love Get Brees, but the Brees's Pieces just looks phenomenal. I designed that in 5 minutes before this live. It looks good. That looks good. I'm impressed. I'm satisfied. I impressed myself. That was a good design. And appreciate everybody throwing out all these cool nicknames. That one was not mine. I forget who said it, but it was good. It was a good one. Let's go to the phone line.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Dong.
Dial into the show. Let's chat. Talk about whatever your heart desires, and we will do it live. So we are good to go. Dial in. Terry, thank you. We got Rock out with a question.
I wasn't here for the show yesterday, but I saw the replay, and I saw we still have disbelievers of Javonte Williams. All they got to do is go look at Javonte Williams run versus the Ravens, where he's dragging.
Try one more time. I missed your call.
Dragging like 4 defenders.
Yeah.
Javonte season's here.
It's funny because the argument that I had yesterday with, what was it? I already forget who it was. You guys see how one ear out the other ear with me? And Andy, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do for you?
Smitty, how you doing? I got it's Denny. I got the
Denny.
I got the. Yeah, it's Denny.
Denny, what's up?
I can't lose because I got Tua. I got Tua and I got Hill, and then I got Waddle. I can't lose, right?
You got Tua. Hold on, you got Tua. Okay, let me put my Tua glasses on.
Tua, right? And then I got Hill and Waddle. So I got the glasses on. What do you think I love you doing? Give me the glass. And I got Edmonds to back me up. Smitty, I can't lose.
You can't. Denny, you're a natural born winner. You're a natural born winner.
I can't lose, right?
You can't lose unless you get a little crazy on me and you start thinking that I've I removed your message or whatever, blocked your call. I never did, Danny. Danny, we're glad to hear we're glad to hear from you. We were a little worried. We hadn't heard from you after that one night that you vanished. What can we do for you, Danny?
Appreciate it, guys.
What can we do for you?
I appreciate it. I just the best thing I ever seen is like everything's okay because I got Tua in my fantasy, and I'm fine. Like everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's fine.
Tua.
You're good, bro. Everything else can fall apart. You got Tua. Tua's got your back.
Smitty, hey, thank you guys. Thanks for the soldiers. You guys are the best.
All right, Danny. Appreciate you.
All right.
The man, the myth, the legend. Denny, appreciate you. Round of applause. Denny, you want a moonshot, Denny?
I heard you play ball.
Can I send you to the moon, Denny?
What'd you say?
Can I send you to the moon?
Go ahead. Get me to the moon.
To the moon.
Get me to the moon, Smitty. Get me to the moon. You're the best. Uncle Danny.
All right, later.
Best freaking thing I've ever
best day of your life.
Guys. Thank you so much for having me on here.
All right, Denny. Appreciate you, man.
All right, Smitty.
Later. What a nice guy when he's when he's not yelling at me. You know what I'm saying? Dial in one more time. What a nice guy when he's not mad at me. Good old Denny. Good old Denny boy. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Guy,
What's up?
Hello?
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
How's it going?
Who's this?
How's it going? It's Nick.
What's up?
So I just again, what another person was commenting on was the opposite. So I was watching your show last night, and just that Javonte and Melvin talk, I was really fired up about it, and I really think you're miscalculating on Melvin Gordon being 29 and too old and washed. And to be honest, I'm not saying Melvin Gordon is better than Javonte. I don't think anyone sane believes that to be true. But Melvin Gordon at his price in fantasy drafts is a good value, in my opinion.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I don't agree with it, but I'm okay with that. The difference between your call and the other guy's call is he came in saying I was whack. You saying you disagree, I'm fine with that. I mean, I think you're wrong, but it doesn't mean that your take's bad. Doesn't mean I'm going to be 100%. We don't know. That's why we play the game. But the one thing I didn't get to argue too much with Andy, I think it was Andy, was that he thought I was hung up on
awkward Andy.
Awkward Andy. He basically, he kept getting hung up on stats. I was using these stats, and a couple people in the comments were even saying, and I couldn't get to it because it got escalated, but I couldn't get to it to say, I don't care about the stats. I don't care about what PFF says about him. I was merely trying to give him something substantial because he wasn't really absorbing what my angle was or what I've been saying about him. I don't even need any of that. Why do we play this game? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, what did you say your name was? Nick. Why do we play this game, Nick? Because we all want to be right. It's fun to predict who's going to rise, who's going to fall. It's fun to grab sleepers. It's fun to be right on certain calls like Javonte, or even in the case for you on Melvin. That's why we play this game. And I have a show that is designed by design to be a little bit bold, to be ahead of the curve. I'm gonna swing and miss on some things because I'm a little bolder than the average show, right? So I'm not gonna come out here and give you cookie cutter stuff. I'm gonna come out here and tell you who the next big breakout is. I think I wouldn't be here still if I didn't land more than I missed. I mean, I obviously missed things. It happens. And some things are out of my control. Could this coaching staff do the same thing the last coaching staff did and not use Javonte? Yeah, but the odds of that are really extremely crazy, bro. If Vic comes in, doesn't use Javonte, then you have Hackett come in and not use Javonte when it's clear as day by the numbers, which I don't care about. The numbers just support what I'm saying. I'm not at all saying that Javonte doesn't have numbers to support. Like, I don't care about the numbers, though. What I see with my eyeballs, bro, from 20 years of doing this professionally is something I haven't seen in a long, long time. Like, I'm sitting there with my jaw dropping, my eyes wide open. I can't even blink, bro, until the play's over. Look at these bug eyes I got just sitting there staring at the screen. I can't even blink, bro, until this play's over. And the play's long. You know why the play's long? Because Javonte's shedding tackle after tackle after tackle, and I can't even blink. I can't even stop and pause. When I watch this guy run, it's like it's a whole different thing. Like, my gut instinct is screaming, this kid is going to explode. He was a tackle-breaking monster in college, bro. A tackle-breaking monster. His tackle-breaking stats were...
But he was also in a timeshare in college with Michael Carter.
What was his fault?
He's never been a bell cow back. So, like, to price him in to be a bell cow back, to price him in to be, something that he's never been before, that's exactly what you're saying. It's bold.
It is bold. And you know what? There's sometimes you only have so much you can go on. And those are good points. You make them without being, you're whack. Like, you're like, so I get it. I'm fine with your argument. Like, you have points, but Javonte Williams is, in my opinion, based on what I do, the most like easy prediction that I think I could come up with. Like, I feel like I'm almost embarrassed that I'm using this as a bold prediction because I feel like it's so obvious, But apparently, not everybody agrees, and that's fine. I'm not, calling you names or anything.
What's your prediction? Like, where is he going to finish in RB? Like, RB3, RB6?
I think he's easily on track for top 5, but I have a video out there that says he could be the number 2 running back. He could be the number 2 running back in fantasy football 2022, talking about at the end of the year, he's the number 2 running back. I'm not saying it's
gonna
lock.
Be hard to get there with the timeshare.
How is it? But that argument people use, and I don't care about it. Like, it doesn't. That argument doesn't mean anything to me. He's in a timeshare. Maybe he's in a timeshare in the beginning. He's not going to be. Like, I understand that's your stance, and I can't take that stance away from you. But, bro, I'll create a video and spend freaking 18 straight minutes telling people why I don't think it's a timeshare. You know what my comments are littered with on the YouTube channel? It's going to be hard when he's in a timeshare. Like, I literally just spent 18 straight minutes in the video explaining why it won't be a timeshare. And it's like, yeah, maybe next year, Smitty, but don't you think he's going to be in a timeshare? No, I don't think he's going to be in a timeshare. Nyheim Hines and Melvin Gordon are the exact same thing to me. And I know you might disagree with that. I know a lot of people disagree with it. I don't. That's how I feel. It's the same exact thing. Just because they play a little different, the amount of timeshare threat that's there, it was the same thing. Taking all of JT's PPR work away from him, all of it was almost a bigger threat than a timeshare with Melvin Gordon, where they both get all the PPR work from their portion of the timeshare. It's the same kind of like divide. You take away all of JT's PPR work and you share a little bit of the first and second down work. That is a people were so scared of that, bro. JT fell to like 15 overall by a certain point in the offseason. He fell to 15 overall because people were just deathly afraid of it. And now, when you say it's not the same,
JT was a monster of a prospect compared to Javonte. Is nowhere near the prospect that JT was.
That's your opinion. I disagree with you. I totally disagree with you. I'd venture to say JT. I'd say Javonte's a better prospect than JT. Better. He has these stats. He has these stats that back me up, though. That's why I use them. I don't care about, like, I don't use PFF a lot. But when I'm trying to emphasize a point that I believe to be true, and there is data out there that's you can't even argue the data. The tackle breaking from college is just insane. This guy walked into college, out of college football, the most tackle breaking prospect we've probably ever seen at the running back position for 10 years. And then he comes into the pros in halftime, does exactly what we saw him do in college in the NFL. Literally led the entire NFL in broken tackles and only played halftime. Bro, he had 31 broken tackles to Najee's 30. What if JT played full time? He'd have 55, 60 tackles compared to Najee's 30. Like, the numbers are staggering, and more so than any of that, even if I didn't have any of that data to support what I'm saying is true, that he's the most tackle-breaking specimen in the National Football League, and that's a fact. Even if that wasn't true in terms of the stats, I'm trusting my eyeballs. You can trust your eyeballs. I'm not mad at you, and you're not going to take a lap. It's your opinion. It's fine. As long as you're respectful about it, like, this is respectful the way that you're coming across with it. I think you were going to come in hot, but you ended up dialing it back, and you ended up, doing it in a respectful fashion. I'm fine with it. I'll let you talk. I don't need, but like when people come in and they start saying your predictions whack, you're misleading, you're going to lose, you're going to have people lose a lot of leagues, Smitty, this is stupid. I'm going to fire back at you. And you didn't do that, so I respect your take. But it comes down to this. You don't think Javonte's as good as I do. That's it. There's really nowhere to even go with this. It's like politics.
Yeah,
if you're a Democrat,
I agree.
If you're a Democrat,
I just wanted to call in and just like talk about it.
Yeah,
because
I appreciate it.
I mean, like you're a good person to have a conversation with. I feel like it's worth the conversation.
Yeah,
because I don't feel like I'm the only one feeling that way, obviously. And I'm not saying Melvin Gordon's better. I just think Melvin Gordon is a value at his draft price.
I mean,
he's not in Naheem Hines. Naheem Hines is not relevant the same way that Melvin Gordon.
But you know
relevant.
How easy it is for you to say that now. That's like saying, that's like me saying when I said Adrian Peterson was going to be the number one running back in football. And when I did that, that's how long I've been an analyst, bro. When I did that, there's so much pushback on that. It was like, he's too upright, he's going to bust. There was more than 50% of the entire fantasy football industry that thought Adrian Peterson was going to bust at the NFL level because of his upright position. He was too tall, he was too upright. And when you talk about stuff like that now, how do you think people receive it? They're like, you didn't predict Adrian. Who cares? Everyone saw Adrian Peterson coming. It's the same thing with everything in fantasy football. Naheem Hines is nothing to you right now. Of course he's going to seem laughable as a comparative to Melvin Gordon. But back then, bro, if you could put yourself in those shoes at that moment, he was 100% as threatening to the workload of JT as Melvin is to Javonte. And like I said, with the different coaching staffs, do you really think, like my video where you come in and it's just going to be like, okay, here's the instructions on how to use Javonte. Do what Vic did. Only use him half-time. Melvin Gordon's a pedestrian 3.9 to 4.0 yard per carry running back. He's been his entire career. He comes to Denver, has a really good PPR, good yards per carry season that vaults him up to like 4.2, whatever. This guy averaged 3.9 to 4.04 yards per carry every season. Like it was his average. He needs volume. He needs massive amounts of volume. He's also a year older than he was last year. Took on a lot of work. The odds of him getting hurt have gone up astronomically.
He was averaging like 12 carries a game last year. He was averaging like 4.5.
He was like 4.5. Javonte was 4.4.
4.5 yards in attempt. So like on 12 carries a game, 4.5 yards in attempt. Like that's a pretty decent running back. But not only that, he had 8 rushing touchdowns. So like he had 8 rushing touchdowns compared to Javonte's 4. So he was pretty clearly the goal line back, which gives him like that extra bump in value.
It was,
and
but
is he going to be the goal line back this year? I don't know, and I don't think. Well,
but
like it's probably like gonna be Javonte, but like I'm just saying.
I'm not saying, but
he's not as irrelevant as you made him seem.
You never heard me say that no one should draft Melvin. Melvin couldn't be valuable at his ADP. You hear me talk about Javonte. Like I'm not saying that nobody should draft Melvin Gordon. I'm just like if I screw up my running back drafting and I've got no running back 2 and Melvin Gordon's sitting there and he keeps falling, like I'd take him. Like I'm not saying that there isn't value there, but I think it's a good bet to assume that this guy with this amount of talent, with a new coaching staff, with Russell Wilson, with all the stats that make him a top 5 to 10 running back, and even ESPN came out with their running back rankings. I think it was I forget what the setup was for that reason for the rankings, but they had him in the top 10 already. Like I hear you. A lot of people agree with you, and I don't know what it is that makes people want to defend Melvin so much the way that they do. And it's a loud percentage of people. It's smaller, but it's loud. You guys are very loud. You like to make sure you defend him. And I get it. I respect it. I hope you defend me the day I need defending, But it's like everything. The writing's all on the wall. You know, the stats, the eye test, and if you don't see it the way I do, there's it's like I said, a Republican and a Democrat, they're never gonna see eye to eye on a topic. Like, there's no point in even doing it. If you and the part that gets me the most is when somebody says they do like Javonte too, like I do. No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't even be having this conversation. If you like Javonte like I do.
Can I ask you one last question, Benny? So somebody in the chat, like I'm just reading the chat as I'm on the call, I have the video muted. It is people like this that make me feel good about Javonte round 2. Like, do you honestly feel that Javonte Williams has upside as a round 2 pick? Or do you feel like that's his cost?
Well, I just had a video, like I said, come out saying he could be the number 2 overall running back in fantasy football 2022. So he crushes from second round. Second round.
Redraft, yeah. So I'm so used to Dynasty now.
I mean, he's a
round 2 pick in Dynasty, and round 2, round 3, and I still no for me.
You wouldn't take Javonte in round 2 in Dynasty?
No, I wouldn't. And it's not because of Melvin Gordon. Like, it's not for that reason. I just wouldn't.
I've been pretty polite to you the whole time, but I have to hit the button. Don't worry, laps are healthy. Doesn't mean anything wrong. But dude, Javonte in round 2, like in redraft, you're worried about it. I understand it. I don't agree with it at all. But in Dynasty in round 2, bro. I think I heard you say round 2, 3. You might not. Chris, subscribe to this.
In round 3, I might. Like round 2, I'd rather have DeAndre Swift. I'd rather have.
Wait. Round 3, Swift.
Round 2, I'd rather have Swift.
Round 2, Swift. You're not getting Swift in round 2.
I'd rather have Swift over Javonte. Yeah.
You're not getting Swift in round 2 in Dynasty, bro.
What?
I think, bro, I don't know what you're looking at.
I drafted DeAndre Swift at the end of round 2 last year. His cost has only gone up.
Bro, Swift is a first rounder in redraft. You're not getting Swift in the second round in Dynasty. See, we better hang up at this point.
He'll go like mid to early second now.
we better disconnect it at this point.
Oh, in Superflex Dynasty.
Some of your Javonte fans are your Melvin Gordon fans are jumping ship. Okay, hey, I gotta go. I appreciate the call. I respect you. I made you take a lap, but it doesn't mean anything. I take laps all the time. Appreciate you. Glad you're a follower of the show, and let's tear it up this year together, regardless of our differences. You know what I mean? Like, there's still stuff we'll agree on. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right. Let me know if any of you have any other questions before we slowly mosey on out of here. We say we're gonna mosey on out of here, and then I go another like 20 minutes, but. That was an interesting call. 144 of you in here. 85 thumbs up, guys. Please punch that thumb up button. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
A fantasy dog, Smitty.
Fantasy dog, Madcap. What's up?
Yeah, I'm right here right now for you, dude. Just trying to help you with your channel. Okay, I watched a YouTube film on Javonte last year sold. It's unbelievable. This year's Javonte is Dameon Pierce with Houston. As soon as I seen his YouTube film, I said, oh my gosh, that's Williams. He's compared to Williams, 5'10", 218, 4'5'9", 21 reps. What do you think? Because he's got Mac in the way.
I've got my hand over 2 buttons right now. First of all, let me put it on. Let me put it on screen. Pierce, Dameon Pierce, right? Okay. Dameon Pierce. Yes. I have my hand over the button right now. I've got my hand over the take a lap button, and I got my hand over the moon button. Which one do you think I'm going to press?
Oh my gosh. To the moon.
To the moon. Attaboy. To the moon. Damian Pierce to the moon. Appreciate you. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I love.
That being said, sir, one more thing. Are you with me?
I'm with you, bro.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes, your what is it, AJ Brown take? God, I hear so much, and you're saying top 5 talent. Okay, you got McLaurin, and you got the big three, and you got Adams and Hill and all that stuff. It's just, you got Evans over AJ Brown? Can I talk? What about Kels? At that late second spot.
Kelsey?
I know you like your tight end.
The Kels man?
QBs,
Kels?
just like me. Yes.
Kelsey at the end of 2, I like. Mike Evans at the top of 3. AJ Brown at the top of 3. AJ Brown and Mike Evans are very, very close. Like, I'm not gonna. You're splitting hairs there.
Okay.
You got knee injuries with AJ Brown.
I know you go to AJ Brown pretty good with there, and I'm just
at the top of 3 though. At the top of 3, that's baking in some risk for those knees. I'm not taking them. Okay. The only reason I'm taking them in 2, late 2, is because you guys are Snipe City when I'm drafting with you. You snipe all the players, and so I've got no one left. It's a worst case scenario. But AJ Brown lives at the top of 3, and I'm okay with that. Mike Evans in 3, I'm okay with that.
Okay with that too.
Your man, Kels, Travis Kelce. Yeah. He's bottom of 2 for me. Not high 2. Not high 2. Why? Because I draft Freiermuth, baby. I draft the Muth. You've seen this before, right? This is these are my top super chatters of the year. This is where your avatar and your $300 or your $3.99 super chat lives. So I appreciate you, number one. No pressure to knock off avatar at some point in your career, but you could grab that top spot whenever you want. What's up, buddy?
Thanks for having me on here. So I'm in the underdog Great Dane, the $1,000 underdog Great Dane. I'm up with gonna be my 4th pick. Wanted to go over it with you because I have back-to-back picks.
Okay.
So my picks on the already. So I had the first pick, so I got JT.
Okay.
Then I got Javonte.
Nice.
And then I went with Mike Williams. So right now I'm on the clock with back-to-back picks in the Great Dane, underdog, $1,000. Just looking to get your opinion.
Yeah. So tell me who's on the clock.
Here.
Okay. Tell me your team again. Who do you got so far? Javonte.
Yep.
Okay.
So I have JT, Jonathan Taylor.
Okay, JT, Javonte. Okay.
I got Javonte.
Or Javonte,
and
JT.
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. Okay. Now you're on the clock again.
Yeah. Herbert is off the clock. Herbert is off. Brees is off. My boy Monty, David Montgomery just got taken. So I have on the top of the board Darren Waller. I got Allen Robertson, Patty McCombs, Kittle, Lamar Jackson, and then it goes into the wide receivers: Cooks, Metcalf, Bateman, Juju, Mooney, and then I could go down the farther from there.
Okay, so your top wide receiver, I think you said, was DK. So I'll put DK on the board. Can you read the running backs?
Oh, no. I love DK. I got DK. I got a star on DK right now because I'm like.
Okay, name the running backs. Name the top running backs that are on the board. The top running backs available.
Yeah. Unfortunately, really not much. It's J.K. Dobbins, then it's Jacobs, and I don't like neither one of them.
So why'd you take
then
Mike
it's
Williams?
Elijah Mitchell.
You took Mike Williams in the third round.
Yeah. I did. I'm the underdog. He's where he was, and getting a piece of the Chargers. I took him there. Yeah.
that could have hurt you bad. Because he's like early in the 5th round, bro. He's like top of the 5.
I don't think it's not on the underdog. So on the underdog, he's a little earlier.
Yeah, well then I'd let him go. I wouldn't take him in the third. That's too early. Okay, so you said Mitchell was there. ETN's gone.
Well, this is the best ball underdog. So I put this out there and then boom, nothing I can do with it the rest of the year.
Okay,
so
is ETN
he's in there.
Is
So
ETN available?
ETN's gone. ETN's already gone. Brees is gone. So I should have taken probably one of those guys.
Yeah. You said Mahomes is there. Do you have back-to-back picks?
Back-to-back picks. Yeah.
And can you go a little deeper on the running backs just in case there's somebody there that we're not hearing? You got Mitchell. You've got
so
JK.
The next guy I like, So Jacob, and then it's A.J. Dillon, who I like A.J. Dillon. It would be a bit of a reach, but I like him because I got to wait a long time. And I feel like I got to lock up a running back here.
Well, but you're going to get yourself in a bigger hole if you just force yourself to take some player that doesn't belong in the fourth round. You know what I mean? Like the top options here are probably DK and Mahomes at this point, but like I'd probably wait on quarterback because you put yourself in a bind. Mitchell and DK maybe. I mean, name the running backs again. Name the running backs again.
Dobbins, Jacobs, Mitchell, Dillon.
Keep going though. That's only I need to know if there's somebody else hiding down there.
Gibson, Miles Sanders,
Gibson,
Tony Pollard.
Okay, Gibson.
All those, like on the underdog ratings, I should be able to wait and probably get one of those guys later.
But you do have Javonte, right?
I do. Yes, correct. So I'm locked up. I got JT and I got Javonte. So I got two.
Yeah.
I got two studs.
Okay, then I'm sorry. I thought you only had the one running back. I forgot. Okay, so you got the two stud running backs. You got a wide receiver. You took two rounds early-ish. So you got a little bit of a hole there. I'm gonna say, bro, take DK. Like your team's gonna be pretty good if you look at it like this. Even if you took is Burrow there. I wonder if
Burrow is there.
I wonder
same thing. I could honestly, with the underdog, I'm like with how it's rankings, I could almost certainly get Burrow. Next
get Burrow the next pick.
I agree
take Gibbs.
With waiting.
Take DK.
I agree.
Take DK.
Getting burrowed.
DK. Take DK. Okay. I'd maybe go DK and
okay,
Gibson.
I'm going to take DK right now. I'm on the clock.
Punch it.
For the Great Dane, $1,000 for the 100th G's. I'm locking in DK right now.
I wish you would have called me on that, Mike.
So now I got another
Williams
10
pick.
hours for my...
Wait. You said you had back-to-back picks.
I do. So now I got another one.
Okay.
Now I can put another one in.
Okay,
so I locked in DK. So DK's in there. So we got Jonathan Taylor, Javonte Williams, Mike Williams, DK Metcalf.
I mean, it's not a bad team, bro. It's not a bad team. You actually have a really good squad right there.
I'm happy. I
mean, you crapped the bet a little bit on the Mike Williams pick, but bro, you had like that covering on the sheet where it didn't soak into the mattress. You know what I mean? Like you crapped the bed a little bit, but it didn't damage the bed. DK, Mike Williams, Javonte Taylor. Pretty solid. Okay, so now this is an important pick. If you believe Burrow is going to last, and I think he will, let's punt quarterback here. Even though I love Mahomes for what it does for this team, let's go Burrow later. I'm thinking there's someone asking if Scary Terry's there. Is McLaurin there?
Nope. The top wide receivers: Allen Robertson, Brandon Cooks, Rashad Bateman, Juju, Darnell Mooney. Then you get into St. Brown and.
I'm going to say Mitchell or Gibby. You said Kittle was there?
Kittle is there, or Darren Waller is on the top.
You guys think of Kittle right here.
I like waiting on this pick, too, because I like Schultz so much. I'm on the Schultz train, so I believe I can get Schultz the next turnaround. That would be one of my locks if I could.
We're gonna put a poll up for you right now. Okay?
All right, nice.
We're going to put a poll up for you. We're going to get the masses to come in here and help you out. What's your name again? Oh, is this Seth? This is Seth. Yeah.
Seth Jocelyn.
I'm sorry, Seth. I already.
Yeah.
You know how many people I talk to a day, bro?
problem.
I can't get anything straight at this point.
Oh, I get it.
Okay, who does Seth take?
I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Seth. Okay, Gibby, Mitchell, Kittle, Mahomes. I'm just going to add Mahomes anyway because I think he's worth at least mentioning. And then I would say Waller. I don't know that I would vote. I would want anybody else. So let's go ahead and end this poll tomorrow. I'm going to put my vote. What are you guys thinking here? This is tough. I like Kittle for what it does for your team right here. You know, I think Kittle's just a nice little addition for you, bro. I'm going to say Kittle, but let's see what everybody else thinks. And I'm going to put this up.
Kittle, and I could go a little Trey Lance later because Trey on the underdogs falls usually quite a bit. So even up down to even pick 100, to be honest. I got him with 105 yesterday.
Okay.
We'll get a little Kittle and Trey going.
I'm going to go ahead and share this on screen, and we're going to get the votes. I'm going to drop the votes. Guys, vote on this poll right here. Let's help out our boy Seth, who's been a big part of this show. Dude was the leading super chatter. So here's the poll. Vote here. Okay, I'm going to pin this link right now for Seth. And then let's share the screen and let's watch the people vote, bro. Let's see what everybody says.
Yeah, this would be awesome.
We're gonna watch it live. Seth, you deserve this. You know, I mean, the way you come in for the show, I'm gonna come through for you. So here's the voting live.
Yeah, it just happened to be that I was on the clock because this is a slow draft. So it happened to be I just right when I called got on the clock.
Bro,
so.
Look at what's happening here. 6 votes for Kittle live. 7 votes for Kittle live. Mahomes 2. Gibby 2. Mitchell 2. None for Waller. 1 for Waller. 9 for Kittle. 11 for Kittle. Kittle's got
Kittle. I keep waiting for Schultz, so I don't get. I've gotten a little Kittle. I have 150. I already maxed out the $25 one. I already maxed that one out, so I'm freaking done with that. So I have some shares of Kittle, but he's healthy. He's ready to go and stuff. I know he had something, but he's all good to go again.
Yeah, Kittle's fine. Bro, here's your team. I'm gonna put it on screen. Again, I'm trying to be gentle, but I'm also your coach. I'm not going to just sugarcoat it for you. You shiated the bed on that Mike Williams 3rd-round pick. But let me tell you something, Seth. DK and Kittle saved the day.
Yep.
Like, you could take DK early and Mike Williams a little early in the 4th round, like if you were to visually swap those. Like, this team's fire. I'm actually liking your team right now. Kittle's got 16 votes. Mahomes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and lock in some George Kittle right now, and then I'm going to try to
Burrow.
I'm going to target Trey Lance later.
Get burrowed though. Get burrowed. I wouldn't even mind you having Burrow and Lance. It's a one QB, right? So, but optimal.
I could get both. I could get burrowed in the next one. I could definitely get burrowed in the next one.
Yeah.
And then you could usually get Trey. Usually a round or two after that, and maybe
stuff.
I'll reach a tad with him and Burrow because I definitely want to get Burrow this year.
Yeah, get Burrow, bro. You could get Lance and Burrow and have that QB optimal.
I'm gonna put in Kittle now, and I put you.
Mahomes is making a little.
Mahomes
is making a little comeback. He's got 7 votes to Kittle's 16, but past that, I mean, Kittle's out to a nice little lead.
It's good to lock up a tight end, probably, right? So, like early like this with something like this. There's only about 100 people in this. I think it's it's 20,000 for the top prize, and but you need a tight end. You need a reliable top tight end. So locking in a good tight end here, I think, is good for my team. And that's what the poll's showing.
All right, man. Yeah, 17 votes. You're good to go. Punch it. Appreciate you, buddy boy. Call in anytime. I like the team. I'm glad we're able to help you with that. And let's go. Go win that championship. Even with a little misstep, you got a good squad that could win
slow
it.
draft, so who knows? Maybe tomorrow or the next day. No, or maybe early next week when I'm down the draft a little, I'll give in a call again and see what you guys think.
Absolutely, buddy. Appreciate you. One of the Jocelyn brothers,
thanks,
ladies.
Manny. Appreciate it. Thanks.
One of the Jocelyn brothers, ladies and gentlemen, who's not related to the other Jocelyn, but that is the man, the myth, the legend, Seth Jocelyn, who was at one point the high super chatter of the year. Dude is a good team. Dude's got a good team. You know, he absolutely crapped the bed on that Mike Williams pick, but somehow, some way, that team looks fire. He was handed a gift getting Javonte so late. I can only imagine what his team would look like if he had not picked Mike Williams. But Mike Williams will have a good year, but man, he could have probably got Tyreek Hill or I bet you Debo. We should have asked him who was there, but unbelievable. Nice recovery, Jocelyn. Nice recovery, Seth Jocelyn. After falling down at the start of the race, or in the middle of the race. Nice work. DK, Mahomes are still a good pick there. And I don't mind early quarterback in best ball. You know, especially if you get two quarterbacks, you rotate those bad boys through optimal scoring. You don't even have to set your lineup. It does it for you. If you guys want to play underdog, he was playing underdog fantasy. If you guys want to do what he was doing, just go on over to underdog fantasy by using the link that's in the description. Use promo code Smitty. If you just go on over to underdog fantasy and you don't use the link, make sure you use promo code Smitty. But you too.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
My bad. You too can play Underdog Fantasy. Link in description, promo code Smitty. All right, anybody want to call before we end this show?
Call into the show. Dial 602 NFL. Dong.
Yeah, I hope Burrow falls to him. I hope Burrow falls. He was very confident Burrow would fall. I don't know if he will, but you never know. He definitely falls at times, but that's a long ways away. It's a long ways away. If anybody's going to fall based on the ADP ranks on Underdog, though, it's Burrow. Burrow's ranked like 2 or 3 quarterbacks below where I rank him. You know, he's like the 7th quarterback. That's great. He could be the number 1. He could be the number 1. Unbelievable. All right, good buddies. We're going to close this phone line down. And we will wrap the show. Appreciate everybody being here. Terry, appreciate you, good buddy. If you can get Kittle or Waller in the 5th, not mad at you. Says Swaggy. Smitty. Could have gotten Evans in the 3rd. Yeah, I mean, woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? He's here. He did it. He made up for it. Punch that like button. We got 118 eyeballs still in here. Only 97 thumbs up. Can we get that number to match? Let's crank it over a hundo. Punch that thumb up button. Appreciate you staying live for my whole workout, Smitty. You bet, Mario. We've been live we've done, I think, 4 straight shows of 2 hours, or 2 hours to 2.5 hours. It's crazy. Punch that thumb up button. Hit it, punch it. We had 97 likes. Come on. 113 eyeballs. You can do it. Daniel, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody who joined me today. I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. That means I'll be back tomorrow unless there's breaking news like we had today where your boy Smitty came out here earlier than normal and said, hey, you know what? Kyler Murray signed an extension. Time to go live. That's how your boy Smitty rocks and rolls. And I'm here for you. I work for you. I'm going live on Instagram right now. Raj is buying a Trey Lance jersey. I got a request in. How many jerseys do I have now? I don't know. I got a lot. I gave him a Trey Lance jersey because we made a bet that Kyler would not re-sign because I thought Cliff Kingsbury was going to stick to his word. And I told him, no, they won't. And I bet him a Trey Lance jersey, and I bought him one today. So he's buying it right now as we speak. I'm going to request in. Go over and watch it on Instagram. See you tomorrow. Oh, no, he just left. We'll go one more 60 seconds here to explain this. So we bet a jersey on that. I lost. I trusted Kingsbury. Whenever I bet on coaches, that's when I lose a lot of these small side bets, is I bank on, like, you know, I bank on what Shanahan's going to do, and then he does the complete opposite. I bank on Kingsbury sticking to his guns. We're not extending Kyler. Oh, wait, we'll extend Kyler. So I bought him a jersey. Now, Raj and I bet, another jersey bet. You tell me if you think I'm going to win this jersey bet. Let's see what the poll was voting at. Kill 18 votes. Okay, he's still commanding that lead. Mahomes came in at 8. Raj and I made another bet. He says that, what was the bet? It was, somebody remind me what it was. It was 6 touchdowns for who? I don't know. Let me pause this timer. One more 60-second round. It was, somebody remind me what the bet was with Raj. I forget. We bet a jersey that, what was it? What was it? It was that, I'm looking it up. I think I got it on the board over here. Oh, Juwan Jennings. So tell me if you guys think I'm going to lose this bet. Raj thinks Juwan Jennings is going to get 6 TDs or more. Hey, Juwan Jennings can't catch 6 TD receptions. He had like 200 yards last year. There's no way. I'm going to win that bet. I'm winning that bet.
Show extended additional 2 minutes.
2 minutes to talk about this. I'm winning that bet. Juwan Jennings, 6 touchdowns. If I lose that bet and owe Raj another jersey, I'm going to be pissed, man. There's no way I lose that bet. Juwan Jennings, 6+ touchdowns? No. Right? Am I right? That was an easy bet, right? That was an easy bet. Raj and I make a lot of little bets. We've made some mayonnaise bets. We made some bets where I had to carry a 45-pound plate and go on a mile run with a 45-pound plate. We've made bets where these guys had to eat a hot chip. I had to eat a hot chip. We kind of rotate losing these bets, but guys, appreciate every single one of you. I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern here on the channel, and we go live whenever there's breaking news in addition to that live stream. Get all your content at thefantasyfootballshow.com. Make sure you click the link below and play Underdog Fantasy. I've got a couple other promos coming this week. Appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate Avatar at the top corner here. I appreciate Mark Cleveland and Pretty Richie, both Jocelyn's, Niner by Nature, Michael K. CPA, and everybody that's been a top super chatter of the year, and everybody that's just thrown a little thumb up. We're taking this sucker to the moon. We're now at 150 to right around 180 live eyeballs at any one moment during the show, during the peak of the show. Given that it's only July 21, August and September are going to explode. We're going to have over 300 people in these live streams, I think, when we start getting busy here. And we're going to take this show to the top. I work for you. I love everything you guys bring to the table. I love all your questions, your energy, your positivity. And you let me know what you need in the comments. Of this video, I want you to comment and let me know what you want more of in the show. You want more positivity? You like some of the arguments? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments of this video once I end it what you want moving forward, just so I know. Later.
Goodbye.
Peace out. Seth guarantees that Burrow's gonna fall. That's awesome, bro. If you get him, let us know. No, I haven't been losing bets. I win the bets more than I lose them, Vamp. You got it backwards. Those guys have lost so many bets together. Not to mention I bet against all 3 of them because they're Niner fans and I'm not. And those guys have had to do a bunch of bets as a group over and over and over, Vamp. So you got it backwards, pal. We just make so many bets, you're going to lose some. Later, Kayla. Later, Mario. Later, Swaggy, later Seth, later Terry, later Dan, Force. Appreciate you all. Peace out.
Take a lap, take a lap, take a lap, take a lap.
Getting burrowed left and right, and people are. You raise me up.
Get lambed. Wrong.
People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are gonna remember it.
Get burrowed.
Take a lap, take a lap, take a lap, take a lap.